We fade in on a helicopter shot of Niagara Falls. And then we depart across Lake Ontario and up the St. Lawrence River. The river twines northeast from the lake, dividing the state of New York from the province of Ontario. And in this river, now coming into view, is the archipelago Thousand Island Park. Island after island pass by underneath us until we reach a pretty large island named Brindlewood Bay. We come into the Crescent Harbor and see an old-style town, very popular in the Gilded Age, and now sort of a tourist destination. It is early spring, there's a chill in the air, and now we're going to check on some of the residents of Brindlewood Bay.
Hi, I'm Mary Stack. I'm playing Georgie Sullivan, born and raised Brindle Bayan, who owns the local yarn store, Knitwit Haven. She just wants to spread the love of knitting and solve crime with her friends.
Georgie, what are you up to this afternoon?
Well, I have a very regular schedule that I follow every day. You know, I'm a business owner here, and I know a lot of the island's residents. So I always start my morning, I wake up quite early to bake a batch of muffins or scones or cookies or some kind of goodies. While those are cooling, I dress myself for a brisk walk outside. Of course, I'm always wearing some sort of hand-knit cardigan or sweater. Once my goods are baked, I take them out the front door, lock the shop behind me, and I visit some of my students who have grown up and settled down in the Brindlewood Bay area. Always headed back to the shop by 9 to open the doors at 10 a.m. sharp, where I relax and knit and wait for customers to help assist any knitting or yarn or fiber craft. And at some point in the day, I'll wander off to find my friends at the local bookstore.
I'm Willow Wilson. I'm playing Renette Bollinger, a retired costume designer with as much sass as she has X's. You can recognize her from a mile away by her sequined blazers, big cat eye glasses, and very projecting voice.
Renette, where are you this afternoon?
Well, right now, this afternoon, I'm probably in my home, which also doubles as my little workshop. I've probably got a client here for a consultation. I might be taking her measurements, just asking her about fabric choices, filling orders for my Etsy shop, making sure everything is going to the right places, and also, finishing up some more corsets, doing some more sewing, some embellishment. I've gotten into embroidery a little bit recently, just a little tad to give it a little extra spice. Just really helping boost everyone's confidence with my gift to the world.
I'm Holland Lane Curtis, and I'll be playing Birdie, our blue-haired cool grandma. She's a music lover, a former groupie, and she is the town menace.
Birdie, where are you?
Well, I usually start my day by going to the coffee shop named Coffee or Coffee, depending on how you pronounce it. I always order the same thing, but unfortunately, as usual, they don't have my blueberry scone in, so I try not to make too much of a fuss, but I can't help but be disappointed. I keep telling them that blueberry scone is exactly what the customer wants, so the customer should have what they want, of course. So yes, I argue a little bit with Rowan, the manager there. I really don't know why she's a manager. She should not have that job. Until I make my way out, I go to the post office to see if any of the records that I have ordered have come in yet. Some of the fancier records, not the ones that I can find around the town. Sometime around brunch, I will send an email to my husband telling him that I hate him, just reminding him that. Ex-husband. It's been 12 years. But after that, I'll make my way to the pier, enjoy a little time to myself. I'll call my daughter. We'll talk on the phone for an hour or two. And then I will, as you say, FaceTime my son. It is to see his children, because I don't particularly want to see him, but his children are very cute and they love me, which understandable. So I will do that, and if I have more time, then I'll possibly go and get a drink at the Siren before it's time for book club.
Okay, they're not listening. This is Roll to Meddle, an actual play campaign based on the tabletop role-playing game Brindlewood Bay by Jason Cordova. Birdie, Ronette, and Georgie don't know what they're in for, but I can let you in on a secret. These ladies are about to encounter a series of peculiar murders. At first, it may seem that they will solve the murder of the week and move on, but that is not what is about to happen. As they meddle about various crime scenes, from time to time, they will discover a different kind of clue. A clue that will lead them towards a darker conspiracy. But you don't need to worry about that for now. We will just follow their antics and remember these happier times in the future. If you would like to help, consider writing a review, sharing a link, telling a friend, or visiting us at actualstorypodcasting.com. Okay? Let's go.
Four o'clock is when you have talked about meeting up for your book club at Brindlewood Books on Memorial Park Boulevard Drive. Who usually arrives first for the book club meeting?
Georgie. I'm right next door.
Brindlewood Books is a fantastically curious building. Many years ago, rumor has it, a distant cousin of the Carnegies built this house. It started off very modest and then quickly grew out of hand, with addition after addition, with no plan or big picture for what it would look like at the end. It is now 3 floors. It is sprawling. The 3rd floor is where the owners live, and it is not unusual for someone to get lost in this bookstore. In fact, each room is a whole different section. So, Georgie, as you arrive, what is the thing that you really find interesting about the appearance of this building?
I mean, aside from the fact you've just described my dream bookstore, I would add that what I find very interesting about this building is how each room and addition has a mural on the wall depicting a different scene, and they're so intricate and interesting. It's almost as though every time you go and look at it, it's a different painting.
You're on your way up the steps to this big wraparound porch. It's filled with rocking chairs and little checkers tables. It's a little bit before 4 o'clock, so the sun is still up. It's starting to go on its way down, but you have a little more time before it's officially night. One of the other members of your book club arrives pretty quickly behind you before you're inside. Who arrives next?
I think Birdie would purposefully be last every time.
Cool. Yeah, then all right. Then Ronette can be in the middle. Yeah, Ronette arrives next.
Georgie, you catch out of the corner of your eye that Ronette has pulled into this cul-de-sac and is pulling into the parking lot. You just had to walk across from where you live to get here.
Oh my God, so good to see you, Georgie.
It's so good to see you.
Yeah, all right. Seems our third is late as she is wont to do. Let's go on up. This blazer isn't very insulated.
That sounds perfect to me.
All right.
As you open the door, it rattles a little bit and the bell rings. And you enter into what at one point was the main entryway for this private residence. So there's a large staircase. And the owners, Ellen and Gert, have put the checkout in this entryway. So you walk in past the register. Gert is behind the counter, kind of crouched below the counter, and you can hear grumbling as things get shuffled around, as books get clumped and reclumped and stacked on top of each other. And Gert looks up through red glasses, sees that it's the two of you, kind of nods, and goes back below the counter.
Got similar glasses. Always bright colored, always big giant cat eye.
Your room, the mystery room, is on the second floor. It's sort of around the corner and down a little hallway, but the hallway doesn't really seem to go anywhere. Anyway, there is a little area off to the left that they've sort of turned into a cafe.
Probably go up to the room. I mean, that cafe, not so great, and it never even had any gluten-free options, so nothing for me anyway. So I'll keep my distance from it.
Yeah, up to the room. Get our spots, sit in our places.
It's a pretty grand staircase, and every time you go up here, you can feel the age of this building. Right at the top of the stairs, there's a very nice easy chair beside a coffee table, and there's a man with his hat down over his eyes, looking very much asleep. And as you go down the hallway and around the corner to Mystery, the door to Mystery is closed. And usually what that means is that when it's closed, something is going on in there, like a meeting, like a book club, something like that, that sort of indicates that the people in there shouldn't be disturbed. Now, you are a little bit early, though usually there isn't anything going on before you get here.
I'm just gonna pretty loudly say, oh my god, are we that early? I mean, we booked the space.
I was worried we were somehow horribly late.
Gonna listen to see if there's any response from inside.
You hear nothing inside. And on the door, there is the calendar with your book club written under the time.
I'm gonna knock. Knock, knock. We booked the space.
There's no immediate response inside the room. Although as you say that, out of another room comes an unfortunately familiar face. You recognize right away, former member of your book club, Flossie. So she hears you right away. She recognizes your voice. And she sticks her head out from down the hall and says, oh, no, he's still in there. I was trying to go in there, but Nicholas beat me. He got in there. He's been in there for almost an hour now.
We're on the schedule, so I mean, I guess as soon as it hits 4:00, I'm barging in no matter what. So it's just the way it works.
Schedules are important.
Your little group is still meeting. I see.
Last
Yes.
I checked.
That's fine. As long as you're enjoying yourselves. And Flossie goes back into the craft room, craft books.
There's
she
a
wearing
craft book room?
Is she wearing anything cool? I want to compliment her.
Yeah, she's dressed the way that she usually dresses. She has a very heavy, thick sweater, but her hair is just sort of put up with some chopsticks.
I love that sweater, by the way. Very, I don't know, Anglo-Saxon? Not quite. Just, the thickness of the wool,
Oh.
Just from another time.
Thank you. She looks down and sort of smooths it, says, Robin gave this to me the last time I saw her.
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah. I mean, she based Amanda Delacourt on me when I was younger. You remember that, right? So when I see Robin from time to time, she usually gives me gifts as a thank you for basically giving her her career as a writer.
I've heard.
That's so lovely. What a lovely sentiment.
Yeah.
And she sort of just turns, walks back into the room.
You know that actress from Convertites? She owes her Oscar nomination to me. No one remembers her name anyway. I can't even remember. But the girl who played Vittoria.
From in the other room, she says, I didn't see that.
Because you got no class.
Why did she? I'm whispering to Renette. Why did she stop coming to book club? What happened there? I don't remember.
Who can remember? Who can remember?
Birdie, you're pulling in. It's just before 4, so you're not quite as late as you wanted to be. What do you look forward to about these book club meetings?
Obviously, Robin Masterson is a dear inspiration of mine. I like to think that perhaps if she'd met me, we'd be muses for one another, you know? But I very much enjoy spending my time talking about the mysteries that she puts out. She's quite clever, quite eloquent. Again, I feel like we would be confidants, you know. I feel like she and I would be on the same wavelength if we ever met one another. So I enjoy talking about her books and what's in it. And I suppose I have found friends in what are their names? Georgina and Renette. It's Renette. They're good friends. I definitely remember their names all the time. Great friends. We talk about a lot.
The bell on the door rings when you enter, and there is Gert behind the counter talking to, oh, you've seen this boy a few times. He looks like he might be 16, probably still in high school. He's always wearing these over-the-ear headphones that are this bright green color.
Hacky.
He's in his own world a lot of the time. And you walk in during a conversation where Gert is sort of leaning on the counter and saying, you go into the back and just get a new box. Just get another box and bring it out and put them on the shelves. And the boy says, I don't know where they, I don't know where they go. I don't know what rooms they go in. And Gert, you've seen this expression on their face before. There is just this exasperation. You wanted to work in a bookstore. You said you like to read. Yeah, I do. It's not that hard. She sort of turns away from him and motions back over their shoulder and says, just go get a box, put them away. Birdie, is it still windy out?
It's always windy, but it doesn't bother me.
I hate it. I hate the wind. It's the worst part of living here.
Well, you know, it could be downpouring all the time.
Well, that'll be next week.
You're right. I did forget about that. But at least it's only wind and not wind and rain right now, right?
Right now.
It's something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm. Ellen's not here. Did you want me to make you tea? Do you need tea or anything?
No,
okay.
I'm good. Thank you, though. Very kind of you. Always so kind. You offer every single time, and I say no every time, but it's very kind of you to offer.
Your friends are upstairs already.
So how are things working out with that, Greenie is over there?
Oh, Pickles? He's fine.
Pickles?
Yes.
Is that a given name or one chosen by Pickles?
Who knows? I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right.
He came in. He said his name is Pickles. I don't.
Okay. All right. As far as names go, could be worse. Could be Relish. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be worse.
Maybe I'll call myself Mustard. Huh. I'm going to go upstairs.
Gert doesn't really react much to you changing your name to Mustard. But you go up the stairs. At the top of the staircase, there is a man with a hat pulled down over his eyes, very still in this easy chair. You can hear Ronette and Georgie talking just down and around the corner.
Do I hear Flossie?
You might just have missed her. They're probably still just responding to her presence, sort of in hushed tones.
Is the person with the hat in the chair, is he cute?
He seems to have the hat pulled down over his face. If you want to sort of stop and try to interact in some way, you certainly can.
Is there a chair like across from him or anything?
There is a step stool nearby to get to some of the higher shelves.
Great. I pull the step stool over and I pull my hair out of its half ponytail so you can really see all the blue streaks. And I sit on the step stool and I say to myself, I've got time. Do you come here often?
There doesn't seem to be much response from this man. He seems to maybe be asleep.
Uh-oh. Okay. Well, I'm no stranger to falling asleep in a wonderful bookstore like this. But I don't think I've seen you around before. What's your name, stranger?
And he does stir. His hands go up, pull the hat up from his eyes.
Oh, great, you're not dead. Okay.
And his eyes are wide open. And maybe now that he's pulled his hat up, You do recognize him. I don't know how well you know him. A man in his 60s who's a local. He spends a lot of his time by the pier. Do you know a lot of the people around here? Do you know everybody's name?
Oh, I think I do. I don't know everyone's name, but I know their faces. I think I, purposefully or not, forget a lot of people's names.
You might actually remember his name, or maybe it's the kind of name that you wish you could remember better. Okwaho is one of the local Mohawks. Most of the Iroquois peoples moved out of here long ago, but there are still some in the area that lay claim legally to a lot of the land, and there are often court battles about who owns some of these islands. And he is part of that organization. And so he pulls his hat up. His eyes are wide, not necessarily the eyes of someone who was just recently woken up, but he looks at you, doesn't really nod much. Birdie?
Did you come for the book club?
No, this is just a quiet corner where he can just sleep a little. He starts to pull the hat back down over his eyes.
All right, I understand. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Have a great day, Aquaho. I will see you later. Maybe I'll see you around. Bye.
And the hat is back down over his face, and his hands rest over his belly.
Yeah, I imagine like as he's like slowly lowering it, I'm like, okay, then I'll see it. Okay, all right, okay. With my conquest unsuccessful, I guess I'll make my way to book club.
Yeah. And as you turn the corner into the hallway, you see your co-book club members waiting outside the closed door to the mystery room.
Darlings, I'm so sorry I'm late.
Is it exactly like 4 o'clock yet?
It is right about 4 o'clock. Yes.
All right, then I'm opening the door.
Really? Because my clock says it's 4:02.
No,
I'm
you're
so
right on
sorry
time.
I'm late. Really? I was worried about. I checked the time a bit. Who's in our room?
I don't know.
Nick, apparently.
Yeah.
Rana, as you open the door, heading into the room, there is a man face down on the floor.
Hello. We booked the space. You all right?
You know, I'm all for book binding, but not for book bending. You good?
And he does not
You know,
move.
that joke didn't quite land. I was talking about like going on a bender, you know, like a book bender, and then you're surrounded by books, and then it's a book.
I thought you were
book
trying
binding.
to make a reference to that cartoon, Avatar.
No, I don't
Oh my
watch
God,
cartoons.
One
That's
of my
childish.
husband's, his kids loved that.
Oh.
I'm sorry to interrupt, ladies, but if he's face down on the floor and not responsive,
I do that all the time.
Are we
It's fine.
worried?
Is this like an interpretive dance rehearsal? I understand.
He might be meditating. We don't know.
Nick?
Starting to get a little bit concerned.
I'm a little concerned. Maybe we should.
And to be fair, who would want to get blackout drunk in a bookstore?
I mean,
Well,
look, don't touch anything. Maybe we should alert Ellen or Gert is here.
Does there look like there's any blood anywhere, or
I don't know, but I've read enough murder mystery and listened to enough true crime podcasts. Don't touch anything.
but do we see anything?
This might be a time for a move.
Oh.
There are day moves and there are meddling moves. If you're going to do something risky or face something you fear, you might do a day move. If you're going to search for some information, you might meddle.
I think I want to do a meddling move. I want to step into the room, but like stay off to the side. So if there is any like evidence, Georgie wouldn't. Like she's real tuned into like, oh, what if there's friends? I don't want to stir anything up. So she wants to just look around the room with her knowledge of how that room normally looks, and her extensive watching of forensic files and book reading. Like, does anything look disturbed or out of place or just wrong? And I think she's using reason. So that is 2d6 plus my reason, 9.
You've stepped into the room a little bit away from your friends and have started to look around. Birdie and Ronette, are you fully inside the room? Are you like partially in the hallway?
I think Ronnie would honestly kind of just see it, make a decision, and then just run out like, oh my God, I think this guy needs an ambulance, just making a big fuss about it. Maybe maybe she made the decision to be dramatic a little sooner than one would hope. Yeah, she's going to be dramatic about it.
Okay, so you've taken off into the hallway, started making some noise.
Yes.
Birdie, where are you?
Honestly, I think I'm kind of in the middle of it. I haven't touched anything yet, but I desperately want to.
Birdie, don't touch anything. If you have to poke at something, this needle is sterile.
You just walk around with
you
a
have to like
sterile
touch a
needle.
paper. Yeah.
Specifically sterile needle.
She wipes it with the like glasses wipes.
It's safe, I promise.
It's totally fine.
I think that Birdie would definitely take this. I feel like it's just an interesting way to poke things. So I think that she'd be much more likely to do that than to like use her own manicured nails.
Never getting that knitting needle back.
No.
Once you're done with it, you're not going to want it back.
So at some point we can resolve Georgie's meddling first, but I think that Birdie would also want to try and meddle, but with vitality, because she's using dexterity to move the knitting needle, anything around with the knitting needle.
So you've started to circle the room just a little bit, Georgie, and you start to smell something very much like vinegar. And maybe you pause and you look very thoughtful, trying to figure out where this smell is coming from. Birdie, in the doorway to the room, you hear steps in the hallway behind you, and then a voice saying, "Oh, that's right, you're in this club too." And that is Flossie.
Flossie, great to see you. Wow, you have aged so much since I last saw you. Like, do you have any skin treatments you do? Because you are really going for the natural look. Wow.
Gracious as always. Well, some of us just have more important things to do, I think. And she starts to sort of push by you and then stops and looks in the doorway and sees the scene. What did you do to Nick?
We just got here. We opened the door and found him like this.
Please, no one
God,
believes
Flossie,
that.
come on. You can't blame everything on us. I know that you don't want any of your own problems, but seriously, you can't blame everyone else for everything.
So, Ronette, you've gotten to the top of the stairs. And Gert has heard you and is looking up towards the second floor and says, what is it? What do you say?
Dead! Oh my God, Nick is dead. I don't even know who Nick is, but apparently he's dead.
And then Gert comes up the stairs, like rather quickly.
Yeah, we just found him in there. I would like to just let you know, it seems that Flossie was the last one to see him alive. I'm just saying. But anyway, moving on. Yeah, we went in. Normally there's no one in there when we go in for book club, but it was closed, and then we opened it up at 4:00 exactly. Not going to intrude on anyone else's time, and then he's just in there face down, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure he's dead. We need to get an ambulance or something.
Gert pushes past, looks into the room, sees the scene, and starts to run back downstairs and says, "No one touch anything! No one touch anything!
No one touch anything! No one touch anything!"
Does it count if we're using knitting needles?
Is it sterile?
Yes.
I think that's
I feel like I read that somewhere in one of Robin's books. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
You hear a voice say, "Some of us are trying to sleep around here."
Well, somebody's sleeping a lot better than you, so you better come quick.
This man is dead.
Well, we don't know if he's dead. He's definitely laying on the floor and possibly not breathing.
Flossie pushes by you into the room and says, for goodness sake, we just have to, he's probably just sleeping. Nick.
We just said don't touch anything.
And she's ignoring you and she's kneeling down.
Oh, Flossie.
She's going to
why you were
contaminate
kicked
the
out of book
evidence.
club.
You're just trying to have an excuse for having your DNA on him.
Okwaho is now looking very annoyed that he is up and walking around and walking in your direction down the hallway and saying, what's the racket about?
Well,
What do you-
possibly someone's dead.
Well, people die every day.
But not
in a bookstore.
Not in bookstores. Bookstores are notoriously safe spaces.
Nothing
Probably.
around here is safe. And he looks in and past the two of you. Oh, he just kind of nods a little.
Do you know who he was?
Uh,
Who he is? I don't know. Maybe he's just unconscious. We don't know for sure. I think Gert's calling an ambulance.
No, that's Nicholas. He owns Nick Snack's Antique Store.
Oh my god, I love that store.
Oh my god.
No, I'm not a fan of his.
Well, why?
Oh,
But
why?
he runs an
What?
antique store.
Yes, and many of those artifacts are not his to sell. They don't belong to him. They belong to.
Oh.
They are artifacts of an unjust war, and they are not his to sell. Looks like someone else felt the same way about him. And he crosses
Honestly,
his
that's
arms.
Kind of fair.
And also from the hallway comes someone else, a young girl of about 17 with ear-length blonde hair. And I'm not sure if any of you have seen her before, but she doesn't say anything. It looks like she's sort of gravitating towards the noise here in the bookstore. Georgie, inside the room, you've identified this odor as vinegar-like. Everyone seems to be talking about other things. You see Flossie on the ground looking like she's pushing on Nicholas's face to see if he's alive or not. Are you doing anything while you're in this room?
I think I'm going to see if I can find this, like the source of the smell. Like if I get to a part of the room, does it smell stronger, or do I see any like moisture or anything?
Roll the meddling move again for clarification on the clue you found.
11.
Okay, so that's a good success. To really zero in on where this vinegar smell is coming from, you kind of have to take your attention off of Flossie for a moment. This room is floor to ceiling bookshelves. There's the entrance door, and then there's also another door opposite it that is also closed. You know that goes out into another hallway that goes somewhere. I think there's a bathroom down there maybe. You follow the smell towards one of the bookshelves, and it feels like it's coming from somewhere on this bookshelf. Though as you glance up and down, you don't immediately see anything that looks like a bowl of vinegar.
I make my way back to Bertie and Renette. Do you smell that vinegar smell? Do you
Oh
smell
god,
that?
is it chloroform?
Does it smell like chloroform to you?
I don't know, I've never smelled it. I'm sorry, what was it? What was that you were talking about?
There's a weird odor of a vinegar-esque smell in this room that, unless I'm misremembering book club, it rarely, never, if ever, have I ever smelt vinegar. And now we have a potentially deceased Nicholas in the room and the smell of vinegar, which seems to be emanating from that bookshelf over there. It just feels very curious, and I was wondering if you are smelling the same. Am I having a stroke? Do you smell this also?
Do you smell toast too?
Toast and vinegar?
Ooh, that sounds good.
So this
Does
is,
not.
it seems to be a pretty loud conversation. This young girl who's coming around the corner is now hearing you talking about vinegar, and Okwaho starts to sniff as well. He looks confused as though he does not smell vinegar. And I would say that Ronette in the hallway, having not been in the room, you do not smell vinegar in the hallway.
Okay.
Bertie, you're sort of in the room, but not fully in the room. maybe you've not quite caught it yet, but if you make it a goal, you could probably search it out.
Flossie, I'm sorry to interrupt your contaminating of the crime scene, but do you smell vinegar?
Oh, who can smell anything over his cologne? Gosh, Nicholas, get up. And she's sort of pushing on his shoulders. He's probably just sleeping.
I'm gonna grab her. I'm gonna try to grab her and make her not touch the evidence.
I'm gonna help with that, actually.
Yeah.
Is it your vitality?
Yeah, you have vitality, but I mean, Renette is always gonna be on. Get in there to help.
You know, I've been in quite a few mosh pits in my day, so I think I can handle it. Flossie is quite honestly, she looks like she's made of floss, so I think I can handle this.
This might be the day move, because you're doing something kind of risky. Ooh.
I was going to say I've probably been watching her like a hawk since she pushed her way in past me.
Yeah.
And if that's okay, I don't want to steal your thunder.
You were closer to her anyway. You're closer into the room, so
I was hoping to make a move with vitality anyway, so this will work.
Yeah, you got this.
Okay, describe what you are up to.
I'm definitely trying to pull her back, probably starting with on her forearms or her wrists, because her hands need to stop touching this man. I'm just trying to get her out of his vicinity, because we don't know if this is contamination. She's already touched him a bunch, on his face and stuff. And I don't want her to contaminate it any further. And also I kind of hate her. That is an 8.
You move to intercept and to stop her from fiddling with this body that you're pretty sure is deceased, that is no more. As you start to grab her, in the back of your mind, you hear this little voice that starts to say, she always seemed like the kind of person who would punch back. And you get the sense that if you really try to pull her, there might be some sort of advancing of the physical altercation.
Birdie doesn't back down.
So you grab her, and immediately she screams.
Oh my God, you're so dramatic.
Let go of me.
Are you kidding me?
What are you doing to me?
What are you doing? You look like a fool.
And she is thrashing about, and her elbow connects with your cheek. A sudden spike of pain through your cheekbone.
I just got this cheek done.
Okwaho has uncrossed his arms and is watching very intently and is not moving. The young girl in the hallway, hearing this screaming and fighting, her eyes open really wide, and she sort of pushes by to watch through the doorway. And then a man arrives from down around another hallway, looking very confused, also following the sounds. You recognize this guy. This is Liam. He's one of the horticulturalists here in Brindlewood Bay. And the reason why you would all at least recognize Liam is because one of the primary areas that he cares for is this park on this cul-de-sac. And he just looks very confused.
Does he have the good weed?
Have you asked?
Absolutely.
Yes, he does.
Incredible. He's my guy. Don't worry, I've got this.
He knows how to make anything green.
Incredible. Liam is a lifesaver, really.
So he is coming up the hallway, not from the staircase, but from where the arts and crafts hallway was. And you can also hear more footsteps from the grand hallway. So it seems like maybe this fighting here is loud enough so that everyone in this building can hear it.
Can I step in? Can I try to use a move to just get everyone's attention and get them all to calm the fuck down?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Calm down. Oh my God, you guys, you're just causing such a fuss. You're going to get everything all messed up. Everybody calm down and back away from the body. Probably just day move.
Yeah.
It's the wall move.
Presents.
You heard her.
Oh yeah, that's a 12.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know how to project from your time in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And your voice feels like it fills this entire bookstore. When it's time for you to project, you can project. And everybody stops. And it would have taken something special to get Flossie to stop this. And that was pretty special. So she sort of jerks her arms out of your hands, Birdie, gives you a dirty look, says, I am talking to my lawyer about you. That was assault.
What?
That was
Are you
assault.
kidding?
And everybody here saw it. I was trying to help Nicholas.
Oh, and what is this? What is this?
That was me defending myself.
I'll talk to my son is a lawyer.
How many sons do you have?
More than you.
I doubt that.
Well, how many do you have? I don't even remember because you're that unimportant to my life.
Oh, and another man joins you in the hallway.
Son battle.
This man looks like he's about 50. Who's still in the hallway?
Yeah, I come to the doorway to make sure my voice is heard by all, especially those in the room.
Yeah, another man that you don't recognize. Looks like he might be in his 50s. Walks up to the young girl, stands beside her and sort of leans in and says, well, what are they doing? And the girl sort of shrugs and says, I don't know. I think someone's dead. Oh, what? Huh? They might look like a father and daughter. Runette. You also hear a voice calling from a distance away, maybe from downstairs, saying, I know that voice. And you recognize this voice as well, because this is Jesse Chestnut, who is the president of the Brindlewood Bay Community Players. Gert rushes back up the stairs and says, I called the police. I called the police. No one touched the body. No one touched the body.
Well, Flossie already did.
Yeah, too late. Flossie has decided to investigate herself and has incriminated herself even further.
And
You've never read a Robin Masterson novel. Like, not even one.
I thought you two were best friends.
I think she'd be ashamed of you.
Birdie assaulted me, and everyone
bruise.
here.
Look at this bruise.
I was defending myself against this brute.
Well, Flossie here was assaulting Nick over there.
You were.
Birdie was just trying to.
I was trying to help him. I'm not even convinced that he's dead. I think he's asleep.
Well, back off.
And Gert says, okay, everyone downstairs in the cafe. Everyone just downstairs in the cafe. The police will be here any moment. We all have to wait. They said that no one should leave. Everyone should just wait in the cafe.
Well, are we going to get free coffee or not?
Believe me, Betty, you don't want the coffee here.
Oh, no. We still have some from this morning. Yes, you can have.
You know what? Never mind. It's fine. It's fine.
Want it? You don't want it. It's not good. It's worse, stale.
It's like McDonald's. It gets worse the colder it gets.
It seems like the father-daughter in the hallway start to just nod. Okay, yeah, we'll go downstairs. And Liam says, downstairs, sure. Jessie never really came upstairs. It sounds like she's still down there. Flossie leaves in a huff.
I feel like we need to leave someone we trust, or a pair of people who can keep each other in check, watching the body. Because I don't trust Flossie, obviously. She could be sneaking off somewhere and trying to tamper with the evidence while no one else is here.
I wouldn't mind taking a peek in the craft room myself, seeing as Flossie was there, popped out, told us that Nick was in that room, disappeared, popped out again. Like, I don't know, take a little look-see in there real quick, but then we can kind of hang out on the stairs to guard the room.
You don't have to wait here. If everyone goes downstairs, no one will be disrupting anything. No one will destroy any evidence. I don't know. We don't even know. I'll just
You
close the
own
door.
a bookstore. Have you never read a mystery book before? That is exactly when someone comes to tamper with the evidence, more than Flossie already has.
Why don't I'll just keep an eye out, and blondie girl, you can stay with me. I don't know you. You can keep me in check.
They were sort of walking away, but she stops and looks back to you and looks up to the man. And he sort of shrugs. Well, if you want to stay with the body, you can stay with the body. She kind of has a sour look on her face. Stay with the body?
Just stay near the room.
Oh.
You don't have to look at the body. I won't be going anywhere near it. I just need to make sure no one else is going near it.
Okay.
Wonderful. You're a very brave girl.
Uh,
Is that all right with you, Gert?
Fine. Everyone else downstairs.
Wonderful.
Stomps off down the hallway and turns towards the staircase.
I'm just saying, I don't want to be anywhere near Flossie. If she's an evidence tamperer.
Yeah, you two
They're
keep
the worst
an eye on.
sort of people.
But they really are. I say that as loudly as I can.
I echo it back.
Okwaho is still there, and he sort of looks to you, and I've met a lot of horrible people. She's on the list.
Honestly. And her voice is so grating.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, honestly, does she ever stop talking?
Mm-hmm.
I think this continues for a bit. I definitely attempt
Who
to
else is on your list? And who would you put in the same category as Nick?
You talk at him for a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he eventually stops acknowledging and turns to leave. And
see you later. Bye.
I'm staying in the doorway. I'm gonna let Blondie sit, I don't know, maybe in a chair, like not in the room, but within view of me, so she knows I'm not going in to tamper evidence. I'm just peeking into the room to make sure no one else is coming in.
She slowly drags the footstool from around the corner. You can hear it. She's not picking it up and carrying it. She's just dragging it along the wooden floor so that she just gets to the hallway at the end and stops and sits. So she's still some distance away from you and the door to the mystery room.
Cool. Hey, what's your name, kid?
Emily.
I'm Renette.
She takes out her phone
That's fine. Just
and bends her head and just starts typing.
Yeah, just make sure you can verify that I didn't go in there. I'm just keeping an eye out.
Her phone goes.
Oh, I go downstairs with Birdie, but we didn't have to go in the cafe. We just had to stay downstairs and off that main staircase.
It looks like Gert is trying to usher everyone into the cafe. There's one entrance, but it's pretty big, so it's a well-lit room. There is the impression that at some point someone had grand ambitions for this room. And then perhaps someone realized that they don't want people walking through a bookstore with food. So then they silence the ambitions, but they still call it a cafe.
And everyone that we saw in the bookstore so far, aside from Okwaho and Emma and Renette, are in that area.
Gert is still in the main entry room with a view of all the hallways and the staircase. You see the man who looked like Emma's father. Flossie is sitting in the far corner of the cafe with a cup of coffee. She's giving the impression that she thinks it's completely fine coffee.
Shitty coffee for a shitty person.
Right. I'm going to text Renette. I'm assuming that all of my friends have cell phones to take a picture of the inside of the mystery room, to take a couple of pictures. I want to take a selfie with Birdie in a way that we have to get all the angles and all the lights so I can get pictures of all the people who are at the bookstore so that I can look at their
I have to be on the right. I'm going to be on the right.
That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect.
Okay, can you get this?
Yes.
Right. Make sure you get the bruise on my jaw.
Evidence.
Evidence. It is evidence. Evidence of my assault.
Yes. That is one of the reasons I'm taking these photos.
Yes. But still make sure it's flattering. I want to get a good neck in there.
Wait, sorry, over here. Just angle, chin down. Yeah, there you go.
Down.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, but chin down on the other side because I definitely still want to get the bruise in there that Flossie gave me after she tampered with evidence.
Yes. Perfect.
And you're trying to just get everyone, right? You're trying to get everyone? Okay.
And it's all because we're taking pictures together. I'm taking pictures of Birdie, I
don't get it until halfway through.
Yeah, I've been told you put these on Instagram. I'll tag you.
Tag me where? What?
I'll show you. One of my former students taught me how. It's great. She opens and shows her. It's all like with not great photos. This is why Calliope runs our social media.
You notice that Jessie, who you've not seen yet, now you see her. She's all spread out over one of these tables with lots of notebooks, and there's some scripts in front of her. It looks like she's been camped here for a while, taking notes. Her head is still down, and she's still writing in a legal pad. Okwaho comes down after a bit, goes over to look at the tea and coffee station, and doesn't touch anything.
Yeah, I like motion to him, and I do like a sort of expression to kind of clue him in.
Yeah, he knows that this is not trustworthy.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the tea you're looking for.
Yeah. And then Liam is also in here. So that is who you've got.
Mm-hmm.
That is who you've got.
I would love to move over to Liam. First and foremost, be like, Liam, darling, you don't happen to,
As you've gotten closer to him, he starts to look a little edgy. And like he sort of tenses a little bit and looks around serendipitously with his eyes. He's sort of like, is anyone looking? Is anyone looking? Oh, yes. Yes. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
How's the plant business?
Fine. It's fine. A busy time of year. It's spring. Everything's coming up in the spring.
Oh yes, I know. Busy. I keep you busy. So you have any on you, or
any? I'm sorry. What do I have? What
plants?
Plants.
The packets of plant seeds that I buy from you. Oh my God, Liam, it's like you've never done this before. Come on. Somebody's dead. I need to chill out. Okay, man.
All my things are out in the truck. No, I don't. I don't carry plants around in a bookstore. I don't know. You're crazy, Birdie.
You're not the first man to tell me that, and you won't be the last. But Liam, is everything all right?
Everything's fine. I just don't carry plants around in bookstores. That's a silly question, isn't that? He looks over at Jessie, who's not paying attention. that looks silly. It's very. I don't know why you would. That's ridiculous.
Okay. 2 questions. First of all, is weed illegal where we are?
Yes.
Great. Okay, that answers that question. Second, because I was like, is he being suspicious because he's a suspect, or is he being suspicious because I'm literally talking about this out loud? Okay. Is there something that I can, I guess, meddle? Because he seems like a little like loosey-goosey.
Yeah. So are you actively searching for a clue, conducting research, or otherwise gathering information?
I think gathering information. And I do think that at the start of it is about her getting a little, smoking a little doob. But but I think it ends up to more of a like, okay, why is he acting so squirrely? Why does he keep saying, no, I don't bring plants into bookstores like that? Did he poison him? Things like that. So just trying to like get some info. Presents, I guess. That's a 7.
It occurs to you that maybe he doesn't want to be talking about pot out in public in the bookstore with a bunch of people.
I mean, I don't get it, but to each their own.
So, how have you been, Birdie?
Oh, I've been great. A little anxious lately, but usually I have some of my medications to help with that. How about you, Liam?
I've been fine. Things are fine. It's spring. Everything's growing. Everything's green.
You get a lot of allergies?
No, I have no allergies. I mean, that'd be pretty rough if I had allergies.
If you had allergies and you
as a horticulturist.
Yeah.
No, that would be not great.
Well, that's great. See, I get the worst allergies in the spring. It just stuffs my nose up, and it's just awful. You don't happen to have any like solutions to that as a horticulturalist, do you?
And he kind of freezes for a moment.
Just some thoughts, because you've been around plants all the time and like pollen and all that. Would you recommend like a Benadryl or?
Oh, yeah, Benadryl. Yes, Benadryl would be is a good place to start, I suppose.
Okay, so good start. Where would you go next?
if you have allergies, a doctor?
That is a logical response. All right. You're doing all right, Liam. I know that as a connoisseur of mysteries, I know that for me, I'm not quite as intimidated by the prospect of death or crime. But you don't seem to be doing so well. Are you okay? Are you feeling a little, I don't know, you're acting a little suspicious. Just wondering what that is.
Am I acting suspicious? I don't know.
You're
I don't
not a
know.
part of the community players, are you?
I am.
I didn't think so.
No, I've seen them. I saw the Crucible when they did the Crucible.
Great. Well, Liam, you're not a great actor, is what I was saying. That's what I was saying to you.
Yeah. And Jesse looks up and says, "Did you like it? Did you like the Crucible? Did you like it?"
Oh, it was a resounding success, Jesse.
Good. You liked it? You thought? Did you feel like it looked realistic?
It felt like I was there. It really did. I could feel the fire from the stage. Just incredible.
She points at you with her pencil. It is the least successful set design we have had since I have been here. But I'm glad you didn't notice.
Really?
I will never be happy with that.
Oh, well, you know how a perfectionist is. You're never going to be happy. That's just an artist's life.
It could have been great. It could have been great if only... Never mind. She puts her head back down, starts writing again.
All right, Jesse. You do you.
If only what? Great. What stood in the way of the perfect set design?
She taps her pencil on the notepad again and again and again. All right, it's not a secret. It's not a secret. Nicholas promised us the use of many of the items in his store, and then he backed out at the last minute, and we had to scramble around and find a number of furnishings that were not period accurate. It was horrible. It was horrible.
That's horrifying.
He's such an untrustworthy man.
Awful.
He seems to not be a fan favorite around these parts.
He's certainly no patron of the arts. He pretends to be. I don't know. All the time, he's out there talking about theater this and music that, as though he's some cornerstone of this community, and he is not. When push comes to shove, I am not a fan of his.
It doesn't sound like he has much of a fan club, as it were. So
seems to be the Clossie's the only one who's
into him.
And honestly, that speaks for itself.
Oh yeah, clearly.
No, we must be impartial. We're detectives right now. We're detecting.
Jesse wants to talk more about the Crucible. Birdie, your attention is like, well, this was not the conversation I wanted to have. But when your attention goes back over to Liam, you see that he is sort of fiddling with a brown shoelace.
Not in his shoe.
No, in his hands.
Is he wearing brown shoes?
He is wearing work boots that have shoelaces in them.
Huh. Okay.
That is a clue.
Yeah, I wrote it down. Can I act like I've dropped a contact and drop to my knees and look at everyone to make sure that they have all their shoelaces?
Yes. From here, you can see that everyone does have the appropriate shoelaces.
Interesting.
We can go back upstairs. You could text that up to Renette, and she could just take a peek, see if a certain body is missing a shoelace.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think it also comes with another paragraph of how idiotic Flossie is.
Yeah. Obviously, and Renette responds in kind.
Yeah, and then the last sentence is oh, by the way, Liam was playing with a shoelace that wasn't his. Brown? Question mark, question mark?
Noted.
Okay, it's a group thread, and I've sent one of our selfies.
Your thumb is covering half of it. Yeah. It's just Birdie.
You can see, Renette, that Nicholas does have both of his shoelaces.
All right, I'll text that back to the group thread.
He might even be wearing loafers that don't have laces.
Noted.
God, another strike against him.
Loafers. But yeah, I'm gonna, stand guard at the doorway. Making sure no one's coming in through any secret entrances. Also, probably trying to make conversation with Emma Leah.
Does she have both of her shoelaces?
Does she?
Wait, I know this one. Wait.
No, she's probably wearing Toms. All the kids, they're wearing Toms these days.
That's a good point.
Oh, wait, no, but my daughter knows this. You're supposed to say, like, I like your shoelaces, and then they say, thanks, I stole it from the president, or something like that. It's like some, like, internet thing. It's a website thing. They'll get it. Trust me.
That checks out. I'm not going to use it, but I believe you.
No, it'll make you sound super cool.
Hey, Emily. Emma. Yeah, what brings you to the bookstore today? Probably weren't expecting any of this.
Day trip.
You going to college sometime soon? Getting books for that?
No, I'm high school. Just a day trip.
Oh. What you thinking about studying in college? If you're going to college. I didn't.
She sighs, turns the phone over on her knee. I don't know. I don't know yet.
That's fine. You sometimes just got to take your time and let the universe tell you what it needs you to do.
Mm-hmm.
I do costuming and sewing. You ever see that movie Convertites and from the 90s, Baz Luhrmann?
She goes back to her phone.
Oh.
No, I don't know that.
Oh. Well, it was real high budget, and I did all the costumes for that. What kind of phone is that? Is that a thing people ask? I say to no one.
It is around that time.
You just hear in the silence. It's just like.
And everybody hears the bell on the door, and Deputy Fern arrives. You all know Deputy Fern because she's 12 years old, and she's about 5'5". Except it's really just that she looks like she's 12, and she denies that she's 5'5". She has very thick heels on everything she wears on her feet. So she comes in, and the two of you upstairs can hear that she's in. She says, "Gert, what happened? What? There's a body?" And Gert says, "Yeah, I think maybe Nick Fairbanks he might be dead. He might be dead upstairs." Oh, jeez. And you can hear her stomping upstairs.
Oh, thank God you're here. I've been making sure no one's going into there, and I've got Emma, little Miss Emma here to verify that I haven't gone in to tamper with evidence. I will have you know, Flossie down there, she was getting all up in his business. She's tampered. I don't trust her. I'm just letting you know. She was also, as far as I can tell, she was the last one to see him alive. But anyway, I'll just let you get to your work.
But you haven't been in the room, though, right? You haven't been in the room?
Several of us have. When we opened the door to get to book club. Yeah, sorry, kid. I mean, Flossie kind of just ran in, pushed past everyone, and decided to mess with the evidence. I don't trust her. But yeah, a few of us were in the room for a short amount of time, just not tampering, except, Flossie. She was tampering. But I'll let you get to your work. I am sure it's fine. Emma, little Miss Emma, let's return downstairs. I'll get you back to your father.
Yeah. Both of you downstairs, please. And she walks back down the hallway. Gert, can you make sure no one leaves? Don't no one can leave. I have to talk to everybody. No one's allowed to leave. And she walks back down the hallway and goes in to look to the mystery room.
Yeah, I'll return I'll go downstairs to where everyone is and also make sure no one leaves.
Oh, speaking of, where's Pickle?
Where is Pickles?
Gert looks around. I don't know, he's probably in the back. Hold on. As long as no one leaves, you can continue shopping. Thank you for joining us for The Bookstore of Murder, Part 1. Join us next week for the thrilling conclusion. Roll to Meddle is a production of ActualStoryPodcasting.com. We have a few other shows over there that you might want to check out if you like this one. My name is Jonah Knight.
and thank you for listening.